I came here in 1981 and I'm still here today, 2023. When I came here it was still the old sheds and then it was the old tin bins. And then I think it was the following year after I came here, this all started. All this renovation took place and they changed it, and there was like a committee meeting. There was like so many men on the board here, along with the council, like just like a Joe Public out the house. And they were on the wee committee and they obviously sat with the council, designed it, and then it got the go ahead. And I remember I used to stand at the window watch them building it. That's what, because I had been in hospital and I always remember that I could stand at the window and watch what was going on.
We're very big fans of looking out the window and being like, oh my god, them. We know the cast of characters, but we haven't really spoken to anyone.
Go back nicer than ours a couple of years ago, and I spent a fortune down there. I had plants all the way around the border. I had the bike, see the bike? Yeah. It had the basket at the front and the basket at the back with all the flowers all coming out of it. I bought a new bench, bought this, and then I didn't lose heart. I just thought, you know what, nobody else is fucking interested, so why am I out there knocking my pan in and spending all this money on it?
But years ago, right, see, just before I arrived in Catherine, I've told you, all the backs were beautiful and there was plants everywhere and all that. And there was a couple of men who lived here who used to go around and cut everyone's back. And the middle bit had a sign up saying no ball games, that's how well looked after it was. And all the back greens were all immaculate with plants. What they used to love doing is, and it's a typical Glasgow tenement thing, is jumping the dikes. Kids all loved it, jumping the dikes. It's a thing, it's not even just a thing for here, it's a thing that tenement kids would do.
My first ever friends were people on this street. Were direct neighbours. It was 2 steps to get from my house to her house. And I used to spend every evening I wasn't at work hanging about in her living room.
They started hanging about with Greg and Danielle, all the pals together. But when Greg and Declan were growing up out on their bikes and all that, they used to take Darren out with his wee bike and his stabilisers, and then Declan's like, get them off, and Declan learnt Darren to go his bike.
There's people that have been coming to the shop when they were small and they've grown, maybe gone away to college or study somewhere, then they've come back and they're saying, it's us. And I thought, wow, is that you?
I knew all my neighbours. I felt safe in this house. Even if I was away on holiday, I knew my house would be safe. I felt it was a lot safer back then. I'm quite protective. When I hear noise on the street, I'll go and look and see what's happening. I never used to lock my door and all that when I go out, but nowadays.
They were setting their homely ways, windows open, front doors open, coming to the shop to get paper, have a chit chat.
The only person up this close who didn't own the property was the one above you, which was Mary Wilkie. She was an old woman. She was born on this street. At the end, she didn't move at the street. When they were doing all the Ibrox, before they'd filled in the corners, when they used to have a concert, I could stand on my window ledge and look in, and see, past the Rangers, the Rangers shop, because all that bit wasn't there. It was just 2 big blue gates. And the sound control came, because obviously they were going to have concerts and stuff like that, so the sound control came out and they were like, we need to, see how disruptive it's going to be. They'd organised with her to put one of those great big furry mic thing, and had it hanging out her window. It was Rod Stewart concert came and went, and I used to go for her paper sometimes if she couldn't get, because she was 80, she was about 80 when I moved here. And I chapped the door and I was like, how did you get on, blah blah blah, with the sound control? And she went, the guy says he couldn't hear anything. And I went, he couldn't hear anything at all, he couldn't, was it not switched on? And she went, all I could hear was me and my pals singing, laughing, she says. And he was like, how many was there? She went, just 3.
When we first moved in, there was a lot of help, Darren, you obviously know Darren, he helped us carry furniture up the stairs and stuff like that, and all that. Kathy's been spot on with us, showing us about the kind of clothes, making sure we know how the bins work, what days. She kind of knows everyone, that kind of thing, so yeah, it's quite nice in that sense.
Everyone was downstairs and Kathy was, and they were having a wee blether, and Mark was heading out, and so I ended up having a wee blether with them, and I said, I've just got no friends in Glasgow, and I think they felt terrible, so we ended up having a couple of hours just chit-chatting outside.
We've been in Scotland 5 years in total now. First we were in Edinburgh for 3.5 and it was getting too expensive for us, and we just wanted a change as well. One of the flats that said it was okay to have a cat, which was important to us. So we decided to move here.
Actually, we are training Galleta to go on a list. We would love to let her to see the world. I'm from a town near to Madrid, and it's it's as you say. I mean, the sense of community and neighborhood is a little bit more close. I meet a few neighbors from this flat. We have similar hobbies, similar things, and we never spoke before.
Yeah,
which is kind of awkward because you only see me when, like this.
Doing the bins.
Yeah. And the longer it passes, the more awkward it is. It's harder for me because, I mean, my English is not perfect, and even I can understand you, that's like a bridge of communication on my own. So obviously, it's tricky for me to start a conversation, but yeah, I always thought the same. You can learn a lot if you speak with people.
We've bumped into each other a lot, but it's always hard to tell if someone's in a hurry or if now is a good time. Oh, no, okay. You know, like, I might be like, I don't know, just quickly pop into the bins, don't think I'm going to see anyone. You bump into someone, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm in the best state, you know, or something like that.
Have you talked to anyone in the block of flats in those 2 years?
We tend to avoid people.
Yeah.
We do.
do.
Let's admit it. No, I just think we'd annoy them. So we're just like...
Yeah, I went through this really bad habit a while ago of like forgetting my keys and being locked out. So at times like people in the clothes just walk past me like sitting on the steps like, okay, I feel like I look like an intruder.
My dad grew up here, my grandpa lived here, and the Rangers fans had a season ticket. It's a good day. It's something I've been going for my dad for a while, and he's probably a bit more invested in it than we are, so but something to get him out the house.
Rangers football part, when I first came here, they took a big responsibility for the area. They helped to look after it and keep it clean, and there was good communication with all the local residents. But over the last, say, 10 years, in particular over the last 5 years, it's got worse, and they show very little interest.
I always think that there should be more bins out for people. Not the fact that they're not allowed to drink on the street, but they do.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, because they're throwing in people's gardens and stuff, so maybe if they had a bin, they could put them in the bin. It might not look so messy.
Littering is a really big problem, and also like people like peeing on the street and stuff like that.
The peeing during the game on the street, and that's really annoyed me. I used to be at the window and I used to not tell them to. Oh, it's so bad.
I find it quite funny when Rangers fans go up to get their photographs taken, but then when it's springtime, you've got lots of seagulls about and they're all nesting. They regularly dive down and attack them all as they're trying to get their pictures taken.
When I moved around here, nearly every single flat was bought.
There's more sublets moving in, so the people when I first moved here, they lived here on a permanent basis. It's totally different now.
When it's through a letting agent, the letting agent should be telling them you're responsible for the outside of the property as well as the inside, so it might mean like you've got to, you know, sweep the landing or, you know, sweep the stairs or mop the stairs or just run a duster down the banister.
But you've got to, especially like the people who've been here for a long time, and it's their home, it's our home. You've got to understand it's our home. Yeah. So therefore, keep the place a bit respectable.
It matters that you get on with your neighbours and take a little bit of pride in where you live.
So I cut the grass in my own area, and I cut the middle bit. And Sharon and Roberta will go out and do the leaves and tidy up or whatever. Sharon and I will go out and paint the benches or do the path, take all the weeds out the path and keep the place tidy. So me and Anne Murray number 12, me and Anne are the ones that went out and took all the weeds just to try and keep the place a bit tidy and respectable.
Do you know, every time I think I fall victim to it because we've not got we're not in charge of our little garden. I mean, we sort of are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
We need to maintain it.
We need to maintain it, and sometimes I think I'm full victim to kind of not caring enough about like, because I love.
It's a mess. Let me tell you, it's a mess.
It is a mess, and I
don't mind telling you.
Well, if you need to borrow, I've got a strimmer, a lawnmower, and all that sort of shit.
I just loved the old tenement buildings when we came to view the flat before we bought it.
I like the old red sandstone tenements. They're built with very thick walls. I like the high ceilings. I like the fact that the stairway when you come in, they have the original tiles which are lovely, and the the ornate banister, the wooden banister with the metal rails.
The colour and the way the windows, so maybe the views from here are not the best from the house, but from outside the block looks nice.
We used to have street parties every summer out the front when the sun is in the back to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then it moves to the front. So we used to all go out the front and have street parties in the front with all the mates when they were all younger, maybe just reaching their 18, 19, 18 years drinking and stuff.
That was very fun.
And we used to sit out the front, there was like about 12 of us. We used to have wooden seats at the front, we'd have a drink, we'd order food, and we'd some great laughs out there.
We would start at either this close or Kathy's close, and then as the sun moves and moves and moves, we end up down at that wall down there, and then the person who was low down there came out and told us to shut it.
My phone went one Saturday night and it was young Chris. Roberta, are you all right? And I says, I'm fine, how? It's just, I was talking to Vivian up the stairs and she's saying to me, have you seen Roberta? And I'm saying to her, no, have you seen her? No. He says, so we're just checking up to see that you're okay.
It just felt like it would be the right place for us.
Took one look to your eyes. Tell them anything and they will sympathize. These arms hold me tight. Old fears bound to ease them in my mind. New tears say that they will dry in time. Why me? How to get this hallelujah? Why me? How to get this hallelujah? Why me? How to get this hallelujah?